Hey guys, today I want to show you how to make quiche. It is such an easy recipe you could eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and it's also really inexpensive. So today I'm using all organic ingredients, really high quality, all 100% real food, and this recipe is going to cost me $4.67 or 78 cents a serving. So let me show you how to do it. Okay, so I have all of my ingredients here, and for this recipe you're only going to need a few things. I have 1.5 cups of 100% whole wheat flour. I have 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of butter, and I'm using Kerrygold grass-fed butter because I think it's so much healthier, and when a recipe calls for a full stick of butter, you should probably use the healthiest one that you could get. And then for the filling of the quiche, I'm using 1.5 cups of milk, 4 farm fresh eggs, a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic salt, not a half, a quarter, and then 8 ounces of frozen spinach thawed and drained, and a quarter of an organic red onion. So the recipe I'm using today is an adaptation of Lisa Leake's recipe from 100 Days of Real Food. I'm just going to show you the steps I'm taking in this video, and then you can visit my blog, frugalfoodiefrank.com, to read the full recipe, and I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Okay, I'm going to start by making the crust. I melted my stick of butter. It's almost completely melted. I just did that in the microwave. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour and then 2 tablespoons of this milk to this pie dish, and then press it into a crust. It's going. So you just want to add your 1.5 cups of flour to your stick of butter. Okay, so after you've added all of your crust ingredients, you'll have kind of this crumbly dough, and I'm just going to use my hands to press it into the pie pan. Okay, so I've just pressed the crust into the pie pan, and you can see it's definitely not perfect, but I like doing it this way because it's so much easier than using a rolling pin. Next, we're just going to get started on making our filling for the quiche. And I have 4 eggs here, and I'm just going to beat it with the 1.5 cups of whole milk. And I'm also going to add the 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. Okay, so I have my eggs beaten with the milk. I have the spinach and red onion in my crust, and I'm just going to pour the eggs on top and bake at 375 for about 45 minutes. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's about to go in the oven at 375 degrees for 45 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes. I just took the quiche out of the oven. It's cooked. I'm just going to let it cool before I refrigerate it because we're actually going to have this for dinner in a few nights. And when we're going to have it for dinner, I'll probably just microwave individual slices because we're not all home at the same time. But this tastes and smells so good. I love this recipe. It's so easy and it's so cheap. I'll leave the link to the full recipe on my blog below at frugalfoodiefrank.com.